Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragalia Foundry, a fan channel where everything Dragalia Lost can be found. This video is going to be all about the invasion event happening right now in Dragalia Lost, Knights of Alberia. I'm going to share my thoughts and opinion on the story of the event, and while I discuss that, I will share some gameplay footage that is rolling now. So we're going to take on the hardest difficulty of the invasion battle. I'll also be playing the hardest difficulty of Harle's trial in co-op and in solo play. So that'll be the plan for today. I'm going to share my thoughts on this event. It's only our second ever invasion event in Dragalia Lost, if memory serves. It's a relatively new event type that began earlier this year with an event featuring sharpshooter Cecile, Isaac, and Luca, the Children of Yggdrasil event. And it wasn't the greatest debut for the event type, not so much from the gameplay content of the event, but the storyline of that one was just particularly controversial with Luca's decision making around the woods of Initio. It was just not a great look for Luca, and there was a lot of feedback as such at the time. But I think in terms of the gameplay content, last time we had an invasion event, I commented that it felt very similar to facility events to me, with sort of the wave-based gameplay style where you have lots of enemies to try to defeat. I think this time around, paying a little bit more attention to it, there are some differences that I'm starting to appreciate. Of course, with it not being a facility event, you don't get any type of event facility or reward, but you do get some nice things like sunlight ore, and there's other goodies in the treasure trade. It's a relatively simple event style, and I like how quick it is to jump into co-op play. On the lower difficulties below Master for the invasion battle, you actually don't even have to queue up. You just hit quick play and you immediately go into the game with other players, so that's kind of nice. And it is kind of satisfying in a Warriors type way to just see all these enemies on screen at once. Of course, in terms of device performance, it's not great, it's not ideal, but there is a certain appeal to these, and then coupled with the trial where we get to battle against Harle here, I think overall it's a pretty nice event package, and this time around I felt like the story had a lot more appeal than the last one. Not that the last story for an invasion event was uninteresting, but just that it was a little bit controversial. So you can see here I'm doing my co-op clear of Harle's trial, and as soon as I started the battle, I guess the host disconnected, so it's actually more of a solo clear than co-op, but so it goes. I'll do my solo proper clear featuring Leaf and Pati in just a moment. But let's get into a talk about the story of this event. I think that it was actually quite nice, despite being relatively short. I really like some of the themes that it explored with Cecile and her past, and the difficulty of forgiving oneself. I think that's actually a very relatable theme. It's something that I've definitely struggled with. Sometimes forgiving oneself for past mistakes can be one of the hardest things to do, and just recognizing that you have an opportunity to do better in the future. It can be really hard to let things go in the past, and I sort of felt like Cecile's slump and her Manitou habit was a pretty deep topic, even though it was explored in a lighthearted way, of course, with her craving some additional Manitou and them breaking out of prison and going to gorge on Manitou afterward. But we didn't get as much as I would have hoped about Harle's past. There was that one great image with the three of them in the Officers Academy together, and we did find out more about Cecile and kind of her role and her presence in Aurelius's passing. But I still don't have a sense of like Harle's true ambition. That type of thing we're probably not going to find out through side event. It'll probably come through the main story, or maybe like one of the big events like the anniversary ones. But yeah, overall pretty fun event. Leaf, I think his idea about justice was actually pretty cool to me, and just spoke to me in a way about how the fact that you have regret, or the fact that you feel remorse about what happened, is an indication that you do care, and you in fact have the possibility of redemption. And I thought that was kind of a nice little touch, and a knight's own justice, if you will, in the code there. So overall, I like this one. I have not put up a proper banner review of Leaf, Civilian Leaf that is, or Cecile, because I have yet to try out some of the latest content where they may be relevant. But I did do kind of a mini review, just share my thoughts yesterday in the This Month in Dragalia Lost video I posted, or perhaps it was 2 days ago at this point, but the banner's been out for a couple days now, and I just don't think that it's a must summon with the anniversary so close at the end of September. So that's my opinion on it right now. I am going to check out Iblis tomorrow, so I will share any thoughts once I've checked that out and once I'm able to clear it. Just haven't had a chance to play it yet, but am really looking forward to that. I did get to read the prologue where I got to see what Uriel looks like and fallen Uriel looks like before the transformation into Iblis, and all three have designs that I would approve of, so I really enjoyed that. But as for this event, here it is, and it's kind of come and gone. There's a few days left if you want to check it out. Certainly worth it for the free goodies. It's fun to get to battle against Harle, a nemesis that we've had since early days in Dragalia Lost, of course, with his fated rival Leaf, and I'm throwing in Patia for good measure as one of the White Sparrow Corps members. But not much else to really say on this event. Let me know what your thoughts were in the comments below. Does this have any implications for the future of the game? I really don't understand what happened to Harle, I should add, that made him turn villainous. It didn't seem like he was evil inherently when he was in the academy. It just seemed like he was maybe a little bit more of a mischief maker than Leaf was, Leaf being the valedictorian of the class, and Harle just being a little bit more cynical perhaps and realistic about the workings of the world, but not necessarily, evil to the point that he's trying to resurrect demons. So clearly something has happened with Harle, or maybe this was his intention all along, I don't know. But it seems like something has happened with him. I did like the picture of Cecile from her past, and it was sad to see some of the things that she did against Dragonkind and just civilians as well, but that would be cool to get an alt of her in that form one day. If you have summoned Cecile or Leaf, I'd also be curious to hear what you have to say and what you think about their playstyle so far. Anyway, though, that is going to do it for today, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this quick look at Knights of Alberia. Thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you next time.